How's it going, YouTube? Well, I know I hadn't made a video in a while because work has been just insane. It's been insane. I got like 2 days left, and then I get like 5, 6 days off. But I've been out here trying to get red going because last time I drove it to work, everything shut off. It just died. One of the reasons for that is because the way I have my alternator wired, it wires straight to the battery because it's a single wire. It's not like a regular Chrysler one. It's a single wire. And it runs over to a distribution block. And, well, the wires in the distribution block corroded and broke and killed everything on the truck. Now you say, well, then the alternator's bad. No, because the truck didn't have any connection to the alternator. So what I ended up having to do was, I'll show you because let's see, let's flip this around. Now if you looked at my short, it was really quick and it didn't explain a lot, so I want to make a full video. But I had this distribution block from years ago, and it's for electrical panel inside. It's really not the right stuff for a car. It really isn't. You can see it. It rusted real bad. The wires, for some reason, they would just corrode on this thing. And I have no idea why. You can kind of see the corrosion in there. But yeah, they just corrode and break, and it wasn't reliable. So what I went ahead and did is I bought another one of these painless wire distribution things. Now I took all the wires that were on there and hooked them together. And then for my ignition, which is right here, this powers the stuff that has to be a key hot. The EFI, the MSD box, and a few things on the inside. That's what that yellow wire is right there. But that is right there. That's where the main key hot is for under the hood for these trucks. And I got it connected, and it's soldered up there. I just didn't feel like soldering it here. It's a pinch lock. But anyway, I got this one, and that top wire there runs over and runs to this one, and this top one runs to the battery. This one here runs directly to the alternator. Okay, and then these down here, these are my fans. That's the hard power for the fans. And right next to it, I got my ground lug. Right, and these are all grounds. You know, it goes straight to the MSD box. This one here goes to the block. This one goes right to the battery, and this one goes to the other side of the truck, and we'll get to that. We'll go over here. Now, I bought another one of these because I noticed I had this grounded over here for my fans, but these fans pull so much amperage. So I went ahead and put another one here, and I hooked the one coming from that other side right to the top here. Then I bought this short cable, and that runs right over to the alternator. Now, people will say, well, why you got it hooked up to the alternator? Because you can't have too many grounds. You just cannot. There's another ground that you really can't see that goes right over to the starter. And I'm not crawling underneath the truck to get to the starter. But like I said, you cannot have too many grounds ever on a vehicle. But yeah, that's what I did. I got that wire running down to the starter for the simple fact that I have a ground right there at the starter. It's hooked to the top bolt of the starter. So you have direct connection between that starter bolt and the battery. And if you know how a car starter works, it uses the outside of it for the ground. But yeah, now I can drive the truck. I think it'll be a lot more reliable. You know, wiring wise, I got no problems with the truck itself. The engine, the transmission, the rear end, everything's working beautifully. It's just these little wiring problems I'm having to deal with. So, speaking of wiring, now that's all with red. Now that red is just about going. Now then, oops, tripped over my drill. Now what we're is, while I'm off, I have got to get this one running. And all that this one needs to be driving is wiring. And that's the wiring harness. It was so cut up, I just pulled it out. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take that, because I can't find another wiring harness. So I'm just going to have to take that one and make a wiring harness that works for this truck. I got a book. I know what all the wires are. I'm going to have to figure it out. And so I can have my, get started working right. Because this guy he ran the wire down to the battery. And then took a small wire, ran it over to the what do you call it? The solenoid on the starter. And then broke the wire on a Ford solenoid, like you'd see on a, like a Mustang or something that's sitting on the fender. Well, he took one of those and put it on the inside of the fender on this one. And broke it there, and then used the wiring from the key start to engage that solenoid. It worked, but it looked like shit. This is somebody that doesn't know how these Chryslers work, evidently. But anyway, so this is what's going on the block next. And show you something else real quick before we end this video. Because like I said, I hadn't made a video in a while, so I'm kind of going nuts on making video. But you're fine. Flip it around here. Now there's that 360 block. It's an LA. And that is going to be a low compression 408. It's going in Copperhead. Copperhead will not be ready this year because I got to do a lot of work with that block. I got to buy heads, everything else. And I'll put a sniper on that too. And I'll probably put a sniper on this truck. I was a little antsy about the sniper at first because I had so many problems with the Phytech. If you have a Phytech and it works, awesome for you. Great. The Phytech I had sucked ass. It just did. But the sniper seems like it's working great. The truck doesn't act like it has less power than when it did when I had the carburetor on it. So, I mean, it'll still burn tires all the way down the street if I want it to. That's another thing. I got to get Caltrax for red because it axle wraps so bad. It's shaking your teeth out of your head. So anyway, I'm gonna quit bullshitting. I've almost been on here for 8 minutes bullshitting with you guys. So anyway, I'm gonna start making more videos. Stay tuned. Be wiring on Pale Horse here, and then hopefully I can get that 360 going here probably towards the end of summer. Probably when I get that 360 going. Take it to the machine shop, have them clean it, have them check it, make sure it's good. And then go ahead and build the short block. And then I got to get heads. And I went ahead and bought the turbo headers for it. That's why I'm going turbo for it. Because I didn't think they'd be around for a while. So I decided to buy the turbo headers. Because they're kind of odd to find turbo headers for a small block. They're on eBay. If you want to get yourself a set for a future project, they have them on eBay, and I think they even have them on Amazon now. And they're pretty good. I'll dig them out one day and show y'all. But anyway, y'all have a good evening. It's getting dark. I need to take a shower because I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. So y'all take it easy. Have a good one, and be looking for more videos. Later, guys.